Hello Aries, and welcome to the Green Woman Tarot. This is your reading for the next 2 weeks, which is from the 13th to the 27th of December 2021. And it's a general reading just to see what sort of energies are around you at this time, to see what's on the cards for you. But before we delve into the tarot reading, I need to consult the oracle. And this is a Compendium of Witches oracle that I'll be using today to draw a couple of cards from, just to start your reading off with. So let's see, what words of wisdom does the mysterious oracle have for Aries for the 13th to the 27th of December 2021? What messages are here for Aries for the next 2 weeks? What does Aries need to know at this time? So I'll just fan the deck out and let's just choose a couple of cards at random. And let's see what you get. Okay, you get teeth and standing stone. Well, teeth signifies aggression. So perhaps it may well indicate, an argument, clearing the air through a verbal dispute. It may simply mean needing to sort of tap into your aggression in order to get to where you want to be with the situation. So you have teeth and then standing stone. Now this brings in a little bit of calm. This is about something that is enduring the test of time, and perhaps even enduring disputes, enduring difficulties or times of chaos. Something that is not only sort of long-lasting, but also strong. Something that is well-structured, that is rooted, well-rooted, and has meaning through the time, through ages. So it sort of keeps its meaning, it keeps its significance. So you have durability, long-lasting, and structure, along with a bit of a chaotic element with teeth, with a bit of aggression. But let's see how this ties in with the rest of your reading as we see where the reading takes us. So let's see what's on the cards for Aries for the 13th to the 27th of December 2021. What messages are here for Aries for the next 2 weeks? What does Aries need to know at this time? And today I'm using the Mythical Creatures Tarot to put an 8-card spread down for you, Aries, with the first 2 cards depicting you in your current situation, where you are now. The next 2 cards highlight the challenges that you may be facing at this time. And the following 2 cards offer you some guidance from divine energies as you move towards the final 2 cards, which may reveal your potential outcome to this time period. It certainly shows the energies that you'll be moving towards. So let's see what you get. The Hermit and Strength. That's 2 major arcanas. So that's the Hermit and the Strength, where you are. Oh, and another major arcana. You have the Emperor and the Ace of Swords as your challenge cards. Your guidance card is the Lovers and the 7 of Cups. and you move towards the King of Swords and Death, change and transition. And here at the bottom of the deck you have Three of Swords. So looking at everything here, I do see where you know the teeth fit in, where there's a bit of aggression, a bit of chaos and difficulty to move through. The Three of Swords sort of talks of heartbreak, of sort of a sense of betrayal, or simply loss and regret. It's about moving through this time of mourning, or a time of difficulty on an emotional level. But it's sort of, you know, the heart here, depicted here, it sort of shows it's about emotions, but we've also got the Three Swords, which shows that the mind is involved as well. So it's how you use your logic, your mind, to move through a sort of heartache. And perhaps in so doing, you know, you begin with a sense of withdrawal here with the Hermit. This is about, you know, sort of stepping away from the busyness of things, you know, sort of withdrawing within yourself, perhaps, in order to allow yourself some contemplation, some time for reflection, inner reflection. And it's about seeking truths, seeking answers, seeking enlightenment, and ultimately finding that enlightenment within yourself. This sort of brings you to a point of strength. So with withdrawing and this inner working, this shadow working even, sort of moving through a difficulty, a heartache, a pain, and facing that beast, facing something within yourself, not to discard it, but to incorporate it, to accept it, to acknowledge its presence, and to it's about acceptance as well, you know. So it's about accepting something, perhaps about yourself or within yourself, and through that you gain some strength of character. So, you know, where you are is quite profound. It's almost like you've reached a point in a stage of self-development. You may well have reached this epiphany. You have here within your challenges the Ace of Swords and the Emperor. So perhaps in through reaching a moment of epiphany, a moment of realization, or simply finding a solution, finding that answer from within, you're able now to sort of regain a sense of control over your life, regain that sense of and feel that strength that you have. Sort of, the Emperor is about structure, stability, but through discipline and hard-earned work. This is, you know, a position that you have had to fight for. But the Emperor is also about knowing when to use aggression and when not to. This is that wise dictatorship, who is not afraid to stand up for himself. He's not afraid to go to war in order to protect his people, but at the same time he knows when it's best to use other methods to solve problems. So you know, in perhaps this whole inner working is sort of in connection with your own aggression, your own sort of fieriness in situations that has perhaps caused some degree of regret. Because you have here, I'm going to put the teeth there right where your challenge is. You have here in your guidance card, you've got the Lovers, which is about a union of opposites. And that's sort of depicted in the strength, as I said, in pulling that element of yourself out, embracing it, and accepting it without bitterness or blame, in order to rise above the aggression that's involved in it. So your guidance is to you sort of work towards this deepening of a union between opposites. Now, this could be within yourself or with another. Usually when we see the lovers, we like to think it sort of talks of finding your soul mate. It could well simply mean that through contemplation and inner work, you're able to strengthen a bond that sort of may have been severed or weakened through some difficulty. So you have, the idea that you can reunite or unite with something opposite, or someone who with whom you have a meaningful bond. So it can work as reconciliation, and if we bring in the standing stone and put it here, it sort of really indicates that a relationship you have is able to withstand all this difficulty and endure any changes. It sort of perhaps implies that there is a relationship that will see you through this. You've also got the Seven of Cups here. This is about, potentials, opportunities available to you, but not about grasping them. It's about sort of considering them, about contemplating your potential options that for joy, for contentment. So your guidance sort of suggests looking to something or someone, some connection that has been with you through difficulties, that has stood the test of time and can enable you to take the time and presence of mind to consider your options at this point. Sort of the Seven of Cups is about many possibilities, but some of which are not well founded, some of which may not come to anything. It's about weeding out the dreams and finding that one real potential that can bring you fruition or bring you to manifestation. And if you're able to do that, you move towards the King of Swords and Death. So together it sort of really speaks of overcoming mental blockages, sort of mastering your mind. So it sort of speaks of you gaining a level of detachment on an emotional level and moving towards your integrity, your discernment, and perhaps even making an important decision and being willing to act on that decision without wavering, without being persuaded otherwise. But you're certainly moving towards ending something. So you may well be cutting something out. You have the Death card there, which speaks of endings, of something that has, fulfilled its time and it's come to a natural conclusion, and it's sort of speaks to me of like logically accepting this ending and being able to move on from that. So it's not the it's sort of difficult energies, but it's very profound. You've got a lot of major arcanas around you at this time. So it sort of indicates a pivotal moment in your life where through that may well have begun through a difficulty, a sort of a little heartache, a little heartbreak, and has led or may be leading you to inner work, shadow work, sort of incorporating aspects of yourself that you don't normally look at, questioning your aggression in a matter, questioning your, whether you were right, whether your fight is the right one, or whether it's best to use strategy and caring, that gentle, compassionate persuasion instead. But it certainly sees you moving through this towards cutting something out, whether that's an attitude, slothing some belief system, or simply finding a new path to follow. It sort of shows you making a discerning decision. So you find that truth, that one cup that is befitting for you, that sort of resonates with your integrity, with your truth, and quite firmly and quite detached, moving towards that, and that involves an ending. So there you have it, Aries. I hope you enjoyed your reading and that it resonates with you, and if so, please remember to hit the like, share and subscribe buttons, and then have a good 2 weeks, and God bless you till we meet again.